All right, we are back, and I realized this is the next installment, by the way, of our Craftsman Kit Foundations series. Make sure you hit that subscribe and that bell notification. Also, give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Yeah, it's still, I got my Band-Aid on. It's the same night, guys. All right, we have to put in these windows on this Hydrocal structure. You guys have all been probably wondering what the hell's been going on with that. So I already got one piece of acetate cut for my circle window. I'll set that there so I don't lose it. So here's an easy way for me to cut the circle windows out of the acetate. Everyone else probably has their own method, but this is how I do it because it's harder to measure than just the square windows. I just set it down upside down like this. Let me zoom in so I can show you what I'm doing. I will be repainting my workbench on New Year's Eve, everyone, so don't worry. It won't be as nasty looking come the new year. All right, so anyways, I put the window upside down. I get the acetate, and I put it on there, and I just press down like that. And if you can see, it might be hard to see. Let's see if I can zoom in and show you. There it is. Look at that. It creates a little seam, and then you can just cut around that seam to put your windows in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then put those windows in as well as the other rectangular windows. So here we go. Makes it easy to cut these circle ones out at least. I don't know. Just my way of doing it. Works pretty damn good too, I think. All right. There we go. We got those cut out, and we're going to just apply the acetate to these with just a tiny, tiny bit of the good old testers. And I mean a tiny bit of testers. Because you don't want to be able to see it ever. Once it's... You don't want it to smudge. So, I mean, I have just the tiniest dot of testers. And we're just going to put it on two different sides of the window. Just a tiny speck. It's not even worth zooming in to show you because I can barely see it with my naked eye. All right, and just pop it down on the window there. Let that dry for a minute, and we're going to do the same thing with this window. If you get too much on, I'm sure you guys have all had that experience, it'll just smear or ooze out into the front of the window. So you want to avoid that. Just press it down. There we go. Try to avoid moving it around too much once it's down and applied because it's going to smear the hell out of it. All right, and for these windows, these are laser cut windows. These are going to be pretty simple. We're just going to cut these babies out. I'm going to cut my acetate out ahead of time. Well, I'm going to do it now. And then just pop these in. These are pretty self-explanatory. Masonry windows, they're just going to set right in there. And remember, when we did this originally, we painted our primer black, and now we don't have to put construction paper in there. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these out as well as cut acetate out to put behind that, and I'll be back in a... All right, now I have my windows and my acetate all cut out and ready to go. So first thing is these circle windows, they're ready to go in. So all I'm going to do is get just a little bit of... You can use tacky glue or wood glue or really whatever you want. There's no rule or law on it. And we're just gonna pop the round circle window in. Okay. Beautiful. Go ahead and we're going to do the same thing with this window. Just a couple dots of glue around the edge. Put too much on, it'll ooze out. So you don't need very much. There we go. In and done. All right, those windows are in. I gotta turn my autofocus back on. There we go. Windows are in. Now let's do these ones, the laser cut windows. So the first thing I'm going to do for each of these is just throw the acetate in. The acetate isn't, I'm not gluing it down because I don't want it to smudge the acetate. So we're just gonna, excuse the squeaky chair, everyone. We're just gonna throw that in like that. There's no reason to glue it down, because the laser cut window, I'm getting more glue out, guys. Sorry. The laser cut window is going to hold that in because we're going to put it around the edge. We're going to put glue around the edge of the masonry window. So here we go. We got the larger sash, or whatever how you call it, and then the bottom sash. Technically, if you wanted to, you could cut your acetate a little smaller and slide the window up like this and glue it together like that and make an open window. Or you could put it like this and then make it a closed window. Your preference. Today, we're just going to make them closed. So to do that, I'm just going to throw a little bit of glue on the bottom part of this window. Pop them together like that and let it dry. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other 4 windows real quick, and then we're going to install them into the building. Okay. And with this, again, a lot of glue, a little bit of glue goes a long way. Same deal. Two down. One more to go, guys. And these are just masonry windows, like I said, so they just set into the to the wall. They're not like the Tichy ones where there's a frame that the frame on the Tichy's holds them into the wall. These actually are inset into the wall. So there we go. Press that together. We're done. Okay, next is to install the windows into the wall. And for this, same thing. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around the edges of the wall, of the window. Just like that. And then slide it into place. And I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife and just press it in like so. There we go. One window is in. Let's do the other 3. And then we're done with those. Slide it in. Glue, glue, glue. Okay. Pop it into place. That was a little tight. That's all right. There we go. This is a pretty repetitive process, everyone, so I'm sure you're getting the gist of it. And they're pretty fragile, so you got to be careful when you're putting them in, because it's easy to break the, I don't know what you call them, but the the vertical things in the window, inside the window. It's easy to break that, and it's easy to break the little window frames on them. So just got to be gentle. Take your time with it. They'll go in. There we go. Last one. Woohoo! I love putting the last window in. It's like finishing your final exam, putting in the last window. Okay. Also, I should have said this earlier, but you have to be sure to put the smaller, like, sash part of the window. I don't know what you call it. I think it's a sash. The smaller part that goes up and down if you want to open the window. Make sure you're putting that on the bottom when you're inserting them. So there we go. We got all 4 windows in, and that's a wrap for all the windows. Actually, all 6. We did the little round windows. So next is assembly. All right. Join us for our assembly video when we get to that one. That'll probably be up in the next day. And hope you're enjoying this series. Thanks.